Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. Before we dive in, I want to invite you to my brand new offer for Black Friday. So, I am doing I'm running the juiciest sale that I ever have. This is a once in a lifetime, once a year type of deal. This will not be happening again, possibly ever. For sure, not until next Black Friday. But I'm running a buy one, get one free on my Badass Revolution program. And this is a start date for 2025. So spots are completely full for 2024, but I will be starting a new cohort in January of 2025. So if you want to get in and you want to get in at this fucking steal of a discounted rate, now is your opportunity. So, Badass Revolution is my 6 month long program for women who are ready to feel stronger, look hotter, and embody the badass that they know that they were born to be. So if you already have the foundations of health and fitness down, but you're ready to take it from, oh, this is cute, to holy shit, I am a badass, you're ready to revolt against society's beauty standards and cultivate a deep, meaningful relationship with your authentic self. If you want a front row seat to my hot and healed mindset and a badass group of ambitious, like minded women, if you are so over this surface level bullshit and you realize that macros and workouts will only get you so far, and you're craving a place where it's not only encouraged, but it is required to go deeper and to open cans of worms that maybe you didn't even know you needed to open. And you know that it's time to consider more than just your external body, and you want to look hot, but looking hot is only part of it. And what you really crave is you want every single cell of your body to feel hot. You want to identify as a hottie. You don't just want the external, you want the full body fuck yes. And so, this is the place to be if any of that sounds like you. Again, sexiest deal of the entire year. We're kicking that off on Monday. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but Monday, I think it's the 24th. I think 24th through the 28th, 29th, Monday through Friday. There are only 5 spots available, because of the extent of this sale. And so I am offering early access to my podcast community. The link is in the show notes. It is application only, so it's not a click and buy process, because I curate, and I'm very particular about who I take on for this program and who could be better suited for other places. And so it is application only. It is exclusive, and there are only 5 spots left. Let's fucking go. So, this week's episode, I want to talk about the difference between toxic positivity and acceptance. I have clients come into my world all the time who have achieved a lean body at one point in their life, and they are spending all of their time and energy fighting to get back to that lean body. They have extra fluff on areas like their stomachs. They have cellulite popping out in places that they never have had before. They have clothes that don't fit them anymore. They're overall feeling extremely uncomfortable in their skin, and they're wanting to change it. And a lot of them, they're using these old tactics that once, quote unquote, worked. And I put that in quotations because if it worked, it would have stuck and they would have continued working it. But they somehow fell off of the thing that, quote unquote, worked. And so, in my eyes, it never actually worked in the first place. They're fighting so hard to get away from where they're currently at. They're putting hours upon hours of work in, and they're so much of their mental space gets taken up by thoughts of wanting to change their body. They're trying to squeeze into old clothes that just don't fit them anymore, and getting triggered and having breakdowns. And we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this idea of toxic body positivity versus acceptance, because part of the process that I take my clients through is this acceptance process. But a lot of them are so hardcore overachievers that they're like, I'm not in a place that I love, and I'm not just gonna accept that. Like, I know that I can do better, and I'm not just gonna like practice this body positivity. Like, fuck that. And I'm here. I hear you. I get you. I fucking am you. I'm an overachiever myself, and I completely get it. And what I have to say to this is it's one thing to be a lazy piece of shit who trashes their body, who doesn't pay attention to what goes into it, who doesn't treat it with care and love, and quote unquote accepts themselves for what they are. That, in my opinion, is just an out for taking care of yourself and for doing the hard thing and holding yourself to higher standards. And that is toxic in my eyes. That's where I don't agree with this fucking body positivity movement. We have people out here who are trashing their bodies, not putting any effort into themselves. And that's not only on the physical level, but also an internal level. When you start to take care of your body, it's also taking care of your mind. And to sit and not take care of anything and just say, I accept myself, it's fucking toxic. On the other hand, though, if you're a woman who is putting in the work, you're working hard day after day, you're getting your fucking workouts in, you're pushing your body, you're focusing on what goes into your body, you're fucking grocery shopping, meal prepping, eating the food, doing the things, weighing it out, and maybe even you're at a point. I work with a lot of females who need to go through this extremely messy process of healing their relationship to food. And so maybe you're at a point where the food that you're eating, maybe it's not like the top tier quality of food for your body. Maybe it doesn't even make your body feel that good, but there's a purpose behind it, right? You're on this journey of healing your relationship to food. And so there's purpose, there's intention around your choices. It's not just a fucking free for all. And there comes a point when you are this woman, when you are in this bucket, there comes a point where you have to start giving yourself some damn credit for what you're doing. And that's where this acceptance piece comes in. And so the way that I describe this is there's three parts essentially to this process. There's coming up with a plan, there's aligned action, and then there's detachment and acceptance. Those are kind of in one bucket. And so the plan is, let's say, again, let's use the healing relationship with food example. I just had this conversation actually with one of my one-on-one clients. She's like, I always go to my parents' house and they always have sweets. There's always cookies and cupcakes, and my mom's a baker. And my old self, the one that quote unquote worked when I was lean, I would go over there and I would say no. I would practice that discipline all day long and say, nope, 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 don't want it. And now I'm in this weird energy and zone where I go over there and I eat like 5 of them and I don't fucking feel good. It's not food that makes my body feel good. She has some sensitivities too. So the gluten and sugar and all of it, she's like, I literally blow up like a fucking balloon and it doesn't feel good. And so we came up with a plan. I'm like, what does your truly balanced self do in that situation? She's like, you know what? If she makes cupcakes and cookies, instead of eating 2 of each, it's picking one or the other and it's sticking with one of them. It's balancing out my plate, not sitting, snacking, popping things into my mouth. And then from there, after we have that rock solid plan of like, we know what we're not doing, we know what we are planning to do, then it's taking the aligned action, right? If you want to get jacked, get lean, if you want to lose the body fat, if you want to become the hottest fucking version of yourself, and you have this plan, you're like, you know what? I am going to um I am going to practice this balance. Like every social event that I go to, even every day of my life, I'm going to eat 1 cookie instead of 5. And I'm not going to say no to the cookie. So you have that plan. You take the aligned action, right? You follow the fuck through with the plan, right? You have your weightlifting plan. You follow it. You do it, maybe not to a T, but you do it to the best of your abilities. Same thing with the food. You follow the plan to the best of your abilities. And the key piece here is you're always reflecting. You're always asking yourself, like, you're following through. And then you're like, did that feel good? Did the 1 cookie feel good? Or would it have felt better to do 2 or half a cookie or no cookie? And I make my own dessert, right? So you're constantly refining, taking this aligned action. And then the third piece is detachment and acceptance. So I know this kind of looks like I know that if I continue putting the reps in, if I continue taking the aligned action, something will eventually change. You know what's meant for you. This was something that I practiced after the bikini competition 2 years ago. For those of you who maybe are new here, I competed in a bikini competition, and afterwards I completely spiraled. I got to the highest body weight, highest body fat percentage, like least control that I've ever had over myself and my actions. And that entire time, as I was growing out of my clothes, as I was looking at pictures and hating what I was seeing, I knew that it wasn't meant for me. I always had that little tick in the back of my brain, like, okay, this is literally just temporary. Like, it's not meant to be. It's not going to be the way that I live forever. Fuck no. And so you know what's meant for you. You know that you're doing everything that you can. And this is where this acceptance piece comes in. You're doing the damn thing, you're following the plan, you're taking the aligned action, and now fuck off. Tell that bitch voice to fuck off, because you can detach, meaning, right? Meaning, I know what's meant for me. I know that it'll come if I continue putting in this action. Maybe it won't come in the timeline or the exact way that I think that it will. Maybe it takes 6 months instead of 4. Maybe it takes 2 years instead of 1 year, right? But I know it'll come as long as I keep putting in the action day after day after day. And a key piece here is you have to make sure that action that you're taking is sustainable, right? These females that I work with, what worked before is low calories and high cardio. And it's like, okay, we can't practice detachment when you can't keep up with the plan. So you have to pick the action plan that is sustainable, that is truly balanced, that can be a lifestyle. And it's not like, how long can I make it before I give up? No, that's not the energy that we're bringing into this. It's, I'm going to continue doing this because I love the fucking process, because it is a lifestyle. And in doing so, I can detach because I'm already living the life that I want to live. And I'm already feeling the feelings that I want to feel. And I can accept, like, this is something that I had to practice after when my body blew up. It's like, I will keep going. I will keep doing this. I will keep weightlifting. I will keep eating these meals and, finding fun new recipes every single week of my life. And it doesn't even matter if my body changes because I'm already doing the thing. I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I enjoy it, because it makes me feel good, not for this end result. And so the end result, I know it'll come. It was always like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it took me like 6 to 8 months to get my body back to a point, where I felt really fucking comfortable and better than I was previous to everything. And to me, my mindset was like, I don't care if it takes me 2 months, 4 months, 8 months, 12 months, 24 months, the rest of my life. I don't care if I have to work until I'm 80 to get the body back, because I'm enjoying it. I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm living my life the way that I love to live my life, if that makes sense. And so another part of this acceptance is you have to accept the parts of you that aren't your favorite. And this doesn't mean that you have to pretend to love them. I actually have a full podcast episode on this topic of not like lying your way into loving yourself. You don't have to do that. Like, that's toxic in itself too, to be like, yeah, I love the wrinkles on my face, they're my favorite. No, they're fucking not. So let's stop. But it's like, if you got a little cellulite, okay, cool. So does every other fucking woman. We're women. We pump out babies. We're gonna have cellulite. Got some small titties. Well, what do you have? Right? I have world's flattest boobs, but my body also tends to run a little bit more lean. So that's a positive, right? Of no boobs, no fat on my chest, but I also don't have too much fat on my stomach or my arms. I tend to run a little bit more lean. But the cost of running a little bit more lean is no boobs. Right? Does your body not run very lean? Maybe it runs a little less lean, a little bit more on the fluffy side. Okay. Well, I bet that you have some bigger titties than lean people, right? So the cost of you having bigger boobs is having a little bit less lean of a body. So there's always pros and cons. Like, maybe another example that I think I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but like, maybe you have a nose that like isn't the cutest. It's like, Not my favorite thing, but maybe you have some rocking eyes, right? I think of myself. I have small lips compared to society standards of duck lips. I'm fucking on one today. Good thing this is the last episode that I'm recording today because I am on one. But right, my lips, they're smaller than society standards, but you know what? The cost of that, or the benefit of that, is like I got a cute nose and I got some blue fucking eyes. So the cost of having really cute blue eyes is maybe small lips. Like there's this give and take. Like God or universe or whoever you want to believe in, they can't just make a perfect human. That would fuck all of us, right? Like everybody needs their flaws. We all need to be a little bit balanced out. If we were perfect, our egos would fucking take over. We would be a bunch of egocentric fuckers walking around. So we have to, like, just look at it like that, where it's like, okay, I guess I can't be fucking perfect. Fine, I'll take the small boobs and the big ass, like whatever, right? So treat your body almost like you would a first date. You're going to, right, if you're going on a first date, you're going to show and talk about all of these top tier qualities, right? You're gonna be like, yep, I am a fucking accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a business owner, I got all this money and I read all these books and I'm so personally developed and I'm just so self-aware and I got good teeth and whatnot. And you're gonna reveal, you're not on the first date, you're not gonna reveal all those skeletons in your closet. You're not gonna be like, yep, I have raging anxiety and half the time I can't sleep at night and I cry a lot. You're not going to say that. And so, same thing goes for your body. Focus on what advantages you do have, what your body is capable of, what you do love, and find acceptance for the things that you don't love, especially the things that you can't change. Because the way that I look at this is like, you can either A, live your entire life hating your nose or your lips. B, you can get surgery to cover up the insecurity and never actually get to the root cause or fix anything and simply just slap a band-aid over it. That's how I look at all of this fucking Botox and lips and boobs and everything. Like, okay, you have an insecurity. That's why you're changing something about yourself, going to the extent of pumping poison into your fucking face or cutting your boobs open and putting in plastic into your body. I don't care what you guys do. Like, I'm not judging anybody. My mom has gotten 2 boob jobs. I have friends who have Botox and lips and got their nose jobs and everything. But like, let's be real here. Let's call it what it is. That's my issue with this shit. Is that people are like, I'm not insecure. Well, you wouldn't feel the need to change something about yourself, especially to that extent, if you weren't insecure about it. So to me, this like surgery and this like, what is it called? Prosthetic? I don't know, whatever. These procedures, it's a way to cover up your insecurity and never actually get to the root cause, never heal anything, never fix it, never actually accept that part of yourself. You're simply just slapping a band-aid over it. So that's B. You can A, live your life hating yourself. B, put a band-aid over it. Or C, accept that shit. Find ways to use it to your advantage. Realize that if God made us perfect, if God made me perfect, if God gave me perfect teeth and perfect cute little lips and eyebrows and boobs, it'd be over for you bitches. It would be over for you bitches. So he had to find a way to, like knock my confidence down just a bit. Like I would be raging. I already am. But if I had perfectly long blonde hair, I'm trying to think of all these things that I would fix about myself. Long blonde hair, perfect teeth, perfect lips, eyebrows that were just dark enough, and big old boobs, like it would literally be over for all of you. And so of course, he had to make me a little bit imperfect. Same with you. So another thing too is like an example, my flat boobies. I am always like I'm using it to my advantage, right? Like, is it my favorite thing about myself? No, but it's the cost. It's the cost of looking the way that I do. I look like a jacked man, which I love. And the cost of that is I truly look like a man with my flat chest. But I'm using it to my advantage. I'm always wearing the skimpiest little tops because I can, right? Like, whatever these insecurities that you have, how can you flip it into something that you can use to your advantage? Something else that I realize that I subconsciously do, is there's certain phases of my life that I like certain types of clothes more. And I like to accentuate the things that I love about myself and not accentuate the things that I don't love about myself. So I'm currently in a like half covered phase. So there's some phases of my life. Maybe when I like right now I'm in a growth phase and so I'm eating a lot and I'm trying to put on muscle and I'm not the leanest that I ever have been. When I was the leanest I ever had been, I would wear the bootiest little shorts and the sports bra and just love it. But after running, especially, I would wear shorts and a sports bra, and I felt like a string bean. I'm like, I need to put some freaking mass on myself. And so I'm in this phase right now where I'm loving the look of like sports bra on top and then sweatpants on the bottom, or vice versa. Like maybe I wear shorts and then a long sleeve shirt or like a pump cover. And like that's what's feeling comfortable to me right now. And so this is always going to change. Like, does this mean that I hate my body and I want to cover it up? Fuck no, I'd walk around naked if I could. But this just means that as my body changes, I start to have different preferences, and there's parts of my body that I want to accentuate more and parts of it that I just don't want to. Like my boobs, that's why I love high neck sports bras, high neck shirts. I'm not like a low cut girly because that accentuates something that I don't have and that I don't love about myself. So I tend to wear high neck sports bras and then things that have like an open back. Love it because it accentuates the part of myself that I love. um and this has me feeling really comfortable, really sexy, like I'm slaying. And like I think that's okay. So I just that was something that I wanted to bring up, is like we can have these parts of ourselves and we don't have to again like pretend like we love them and flaunt them all over the place. We can kind of secretly like cover them up and be like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna wear a low fucking scoop shirt because I don't love it. So yeah, start to think about that. And overall, we can do a little recap, but the vibe is to start working with your body instead of against it. And so there's a difference between this toxic positivity and this acceptance, right? If you're someone, you're a fucking go-getter, you're putting in the work, it's okay to give yourself some credit and to accept, especially when we follow the plan. Aligned action, detachment, and acceptance. We create the plan for ourselves, we follow through with the plan, and then we detach and we just accept like we're doing the things. And so the result will come. Start treating your body like a first date and focus on all the things that are good and that you love. And like, let's not bring out the skeletons in the closet. And remember too that you can either hate the part of yourself forever, you can cover the part up, or you can accept that shit and move on. And you can almost use it to your advantage. Um, and then lastly, again, like wear clothes and do things. This is even outside of body. I mean, you can be toxically positive in any area of life, but it's like focus on your skills, focus on developing the things that you are good at and the things that you do love about yourself, and focus on that, and then accept everything else. Like I think about even your personality, right? There's parts of you that you fucking love. I love that I can be outgoing. I love that I can be just fucking audacious as hell. I don't care. I will say anything. I get that from my mama. And there's parts of me that I don't love. I don't love my anger. I don't love my impatience, especially when it comes to Logan. Um, that's all that I can really think of. There's not a lot that I don't love about myself. No, just kidding. But it's like instead of focusing on, oh my gosh, I'm such an angry person, and oh my gosh, I'm such a procrastinator, and oh my gosh, I have such bad ADHD, right? All of these parts of myself that I don't love. It's like focus on what you do love. Focus on exaggerating and accentuating the parts of yourself that you do truly love, and then find acceptance for the other parts. All right, that's a wrap on this week. I love you, and I'll talk to you next week.